this one, but still, look how much life I have. This is hilarious. You see that? This is Ryu in Street Fighter 6. You see how much health I had? So we'll revisit this match. What's up, party people, and welcome to our brand new 20 and 5 the top player series, where we do our best impressions at being good at this game and trying to climb as far as we can go. But not only that, we play to learn, we play to get better, and we play to have fun. So we're starting off this series. Of course, I have to get my MR first, because I waited until the new phase started till I could begin this one, because you know how that shit goes. You just it was just around the time that the game was updating, and Sagat's about to come out, so I figured why not. So here we are fighting this diamond ranked Marisa. So we're gonna do match analysis for the most of this, but I just wanted to comment real quick on what the 20 and 5 series is, and I want everybody who can to hop on this train and start playing the 20 and 5 challenge themselves. So the very first episode, episode 0, I do show my warm-up process. I warm up before every single game with, and I recommend everyone else warm up. More so not to, like, a lot of players, good players, don't warm up ever. You know, they just hop in the game and go to it. But I recommend at least doing something to warm up, just because, it gets your brain used to the repetition. So if you warm up the same way before every single session, it's just like, there's like a science saying, like, if you take tests in college, if you chew gum while you study, every single time you study for the test, if you chew gum, and then when you take the test you chew gum, you'll do better on the test. It's just like this muscle memory activator kind of thing. So that's kind of what I look for in my warm-ups. Even if I can do them, like, you know, no problem in my sleep. Some days I can't, though. Some days it's a little bit harder, and it helps in general that way. So I do recommend checking out episode 0 if you don't know anything about this challenge. But yeah, sorry, I was just figured I'd get that out of the way while I'm getting my master rank out of the way. But it honestly doesn't look like I'm playing well at all. We'll do match analysis for the rest of this, but so the 20 and 5 block, how you do the 20 and 5 challenge is you play for 20 minutes, 20 minutes solid, we're counting training mode and everything. And then after that, you take 5 minutes to watch a replay and write down everything you can learn from that replay and try applying that to your game plan. This is how you grind, essentially. People who have zero talent, like myself, this is how we get better at the game. Dude, I'm surprised that didn't kill me. I think it should have. Let's see. Okay. And so we'll watch these matches. Wow, I went down around versus a Diamond Marisa. That's not a good start to this series at all. I really see, and not to discredit the Diamond Marisa player, but the thing is, like, as a player myself, to hold myself to a higher regard, I finished usually I finish around 1800 MR no matter the season. My highest is 1850, my lowest is 1750, so I'm right in that bracket, you know. But to hold myself to a higher regard, if I want to climb to 1900, if I want to climb to 2000 MR, I can't afford to lose even a round to a player that I shouldn't lose to, you know what I mean? Okay, so we're going to get into this Ryu match. This Ryu match is going to be tough for me to watch. I already took my notes on it, so spoiler alert. But so how I do it is, instead of going into a replay right when I lose, I take notes. Like in this matchup particularly, what did I write? I wrote Ryu match. What the fuck is wrong with me? That was my original notes before I watched this replay. So that tells us a lot about what happens. And we can see already, I got a perfect in that game. So you think this would be easy? I get mashed out right here, so you think this would be easy. Spoiler it ain't. But we'll get into the nitty gritty, and at the same time, never don't let it get you down in Street Fighter 6. It's just, It's a fighting game, dude. Especially the nature of this game, you really have to be tight with it. So I think this is an important turning point in this match. So if we look here, great move right there, burning him out. Nice damage there. I could have converted more damage. And here, I dropped that combo, and he immediately mashed, and I died. If I finished that combo, he would have been dead, and we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation. I probably wouldn't have been up till 4 o'clock in the morning crying, hugging my toilet seat last night after I played this session. Had I just finished that combo. But shoulda, woulda, coulda in one hit. It's like we got a good start going in this one, but still, look how much life I have. This is hilarious. You see that? This is Ryu in Street Fighter 6. You see how much health I had? So we'll revisit this match. Obviously, this is gonna be the match that I return to in my 5 minutes. I don't know if I covered that completely. Sorry, but you play for 20 minutes uninterrupted, then you take 5 minutes to watch your replays and try to learn something from it. I did say that. So, spoiler alert, we're going to take 5 minutes to unpack this match. I didn't need to go for that drive impact. That should be in my notes, but immediately just from this first session, we're only in the second match, you know, round 2 of the second match, game 2, sorry. And there's 2 glaring things that even before I started this series, there's 2 glaring things that I immediately see in my game plan that I need to work on, and that's teching mid-screen, which I did at the end of the last match. I teched mid-screen and got my life bar literally 6,000 damage pissed on by this Ryu. That's a huge weakness. It has been for some reason in this game. I get my ass shimming mid-screen. It's just a muscle memory thing. It's just an awareness thing, but it's probably the I lose more matches because of teching mid-screen than I do pretty much anything else. I could have mashed a CA through there, but I don't know if I would have won it either way by the way I was playing. This guy mopped me up, and he never should have, but he did, and that's all we can do. Okay, now we got to fight a Guile, which I do think is one of JurI's harder matchups. I don't think a lot of mid-range JurIs, I would say JurIs around my level, they do think that the Guile matchup's the hardest. I don't think so. If Guile had a way to jump over JurI's fireball, then I think without question this would be her hardest matchup. But it's really just a knowledge-y kind of check matchup. See, this guy pulled a me. The second thing, I mean, I tech mid-screen so much that I lose so many games from teching mid-screen. And the other thing is random drive impacts like that. That's the other thing that absolutely just, like I lose so many matches for no reason because of mid-screen techs. And over-reliance, not even over-reliance, just being ignorant with the drive impact. Those are 2 things that I think credit myself to being, like absolutely work on these, and I'll probably win literally like 10% more matches if I just work on those 2 things, which is huge, you know what I mean? But I do. I'll be in the 1800 MR, climbing 1850. I lose so many matches for those 2 major things. So once we eliminate that, that's what this part of the series is about, you know. Once we fix that, once we eliminate that, then it's just, you know, that's a huge margin. Then we'll start having smaller margins, but the more margins you work on, the better your win rate's going to be, you know what I mean? We go down a game right away because I jumped too much. I still credit that game to drive impacting too much, though, because the first round I kind of threw it away because of that, and I'm still doing it. You see that? Being impatient, got a good jump in because of it, and I see, this is what I'm talking about. It's my ignorant ass. Sometimes your ignorant ass will just bully somebody. Odds are that's not going to be the case, but my ignorant ass is... Okay, that was a good jump. That was just a read. I should have... you know what? It wasn't a read. I was just doing it. That's more ignorant ass stuff, because if it was a read, I would have converted into huge damage and better Oki than just stomping on his head. This is whenever I see myself head stomping like this, it means I don't want to be playing Street Fighter right now. I just want to beat this dude with knowledge checks. That's what that tells me. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. See, that's what, you know, the Goofy meme where he's smiling and fuck it, I'll do it again. See what I mean? I won that whole match just with that knowledge check. Which, you know, isn't a bad thing, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know, it's obvious that I don't want to play Street Fighter right now, and I don't respect my opponent without question. I'm just kind of gooning on him right now, which, you know, see what I mean? Random drive impact. Random drive impacts and teching mid-screen. Teching mid-screen. There it is, speak of the devil. Look how much life I just lost with the 2 mistakes that I could very easily remove from my game plan. You know what I mean? That, like I said, that is literally probably a 10% victory margin, which is, like, economically in this game, like, the biggest improvement you could ever imagine. And there's a lot of stuff, I'm sure, in your guys' game plan that, like, simple things like that, that's just mental things, that if you remove from your gameplay, you'll, like, increase your win rate massively. So yeah, the Guile matchup. I don't think the Guile matchup in this game. Let me think, because Guile's an incredibly strong character. You're pretty much, you're pretty much fighting the Guile, not the player. Because the Guile, you know, there's human error. That's the only thing about Guile, is you're looking out for the human error. See, this isn't good either. I do be burning myself out way too often. Surprised that worked for him. It's because it was delayed, excuse me. This is fine for me. You know, if this was Ryu, I'd probably lose the game. But since it's Guile, man, he's got nice loops. But that's very much an awareness thing. I could have died if he blocked that. But it's also, like, that's just a level of strong playerisms, you know what I mean? I don't think I mashed at all versus this guy, but whenever I'm aware in a situation like that where I know that the only way he's gonna kill me, because JurI has a lot of situations like this, a lot of characters have a lot of situations, they don't have that Ryu privilege of doing 6,000 damage with a sneeze. He needed to reset there to kill me, to take that round. He needed to reset me there, and it was, you know, the risk and reward was massive. So I made sure I was mashing uppercut, because I was thinking overhead literally that entire time, and that might sound like a stroke off or whatever, but no, it's really not. It's just from playing a lot, you know what I mean? I have like 1,000 hours into this game now, which isn't as much as a lot of people, but it's still a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's not special needs or anything. Nice combo to wrap that up. It was 2-1, it wasn't a pretty set. But honestly, I'm not looking for pretty sets in this series, in this 20-5 series. I am not looking for pretty sets, bro. I'm just looking to learn and get better and have fun. That was episode 0. I don't see myself becoming top player in North America, but you know, if I could breach top 100, that would be a monumental goal. But like it's not like I said, that's not a short-term goal, dude. I plan with my ass how bad I am at the video game. I plan to have like 1,000 episodes of this shit, and I do see Street Fighter 6 lasting long enough to do so. Technically, that's only 4 years of playing this game. We're already at year 3, which is nuts to think. But technically, that would be what, season 6? Maybe I'll have Makoto by then, you know what I mean? Maybe Dudley Bros will have Dudley. Maybe we'll be playing the best fighting game that's ever been made by then. Which I do think this is an incredibly strong fighting game. I am not commenting currently on this match. I will, but it does look like it's just a knowledge check. It looks like I could probably play this in full flow chart. Went to air grab the dive kick there. He could get good damage. He didn't go for it. Yeah, he missed his chance. When he hit confirmed that Fuha stuck the charge, he should have went into critical art. He would have burnt me out and had a good chance. At least, Feng Shui engine, dude. That's something not enough people do, I should say. JurI's Feng Shui engine is so strong for putting people into burnout. I feel like that might be the strongest thing JurI has. I don't personally think JurI's one of the strongest characters in the game. She might be top 10, which is not, like, I'm not saying, I wouldn't pick JurI if she was the worst character in the game, straight up. I love JurI, but just straight up, I wouldn't. I'm known for picking characters that are barely scraping the surface, but I like that. I don't want to pick a bad character, you know what I mean? But I don't want to pick. I mean, I'd like to learn the best characters in the game. After I learned that from doing every character to master rank. But yeah, JurI, I will make a tier list now that I think about it. For season 3, after I play a little Sagat, I'll make a tier list just because I've never made one before. And I really only have 3 tiers in this game. And that's good characters, best characters, and characters that just haven't won anything yet. You know what I mean? Which is like Jamie and Lily. But Lily's won some stuff because of big ol' El Chocote. Again, sorry I'm not commentating on this match. Don't worry, there's still purpose behind this, but I figure I got a yap too, you know what I mean? Fill the dead air. Another thing that I will do from now on in this series is the new rule is always end at 20 minutes, and that counts training mode, that counts everything. Just because it's not about honor, it's not about any of that. It's about learning and growing stronger as a player, and the whole thing is 20 and 5. So I did this first session. I think it ended at like 32 minutes because I had like 18 minutes left on the clock, and I was like, oh, I have time to play another match. And of course, I fought the same Guile I fought before, because Street Fighter 6 loves pairing you versus the same player over and over again. I don't know why there's no fail-safe for that, even at the lower MR levels, but there is not. So the new rule, no matter what, even if I'm like 1-0 or 0-1 versus somebody, if I'm 20 minutes in, I'm stopping the session there on this account. You know what I mean? I did just recently start streaming. If you guys want to keep an eye out for that, I'll play with anyone. I just like having fun playing the video game. But for this series, the Depressed Gamer series, the 20 and 5 series on the YouTubes, we're gonna 20 minutes, no matter what, that's gonna be the end. Even if I go down a game, even if I go up a game, 20 minutes, that's gonna be it. And then we're gonna go watch replays for 5 minutes and learn something, stretch, and drink some water. That's gonna be the new format. Because this game, this session, I went over because I was like, oh, I want to, I'm not at 20 minutes yet. I spent a lot of time in training mode. I want to play another game, but it's not realistic to the experiment. This is a thought form experiment that I want everybody to be able to conduct with hypotheses, fail safes, everything. We're talking science, people. You know what I mean? I want everyone to be able to do the 20 and 5 challenge. And when you do the 20 and 5 challenge, I want you to do the 20 and 5 challenge. This isn't, like I said, this isn't tournament. This is us maximizing our playing time to get better. This, anyone can play 20 minutes a day and take 5 minutes to watch replays, chill, and even longer than that if you can. You know what I mean? Watching replays is how you get better. But any dad, any working man, anyone from anywhere can definitely make that shit happen. 20 minutes a day with 5 minutes of not having to focus at all and just writing down, take a couple notes down, you know what I mean? This is how we improve at Street Fighter. Anyone can improve at Street Fighter exponentially at this. They just have to be critical of themselves. You can't be a dickhead, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're not, you got to remove the ego. That's why, if you watch the first video, episode 0, the first thing I do is watch a pro replay before my sessions, and after that we go in there and start applying information, trying to get better. But I watched that pro replay, like in episode 0, I watched Tsubasa, which I'm sure there's a lot I could learn from, but what I'm working on right now is my neutral game, because every player wants to be Punk, you know what I mean? So I'm working on a neutral game because I feel like it'll make a lot of like the not to discredit players, but players who aren't as good as me. Doesn't mean they're not good at the game, but players who aren't as good as me, I should be able to control the entire match through neutral game. And that's just Street Fighter 6 in general. It's just such a volatile and explosive game. Like, one wrong guess, literally jumping at the wrong player and getting anti-aired, you'll lose the whole match off of it. And it's not like something like that, you know, I just got exploded. It's not something that, like, you should hold yourself to any kind of regard to. It's just like, I shouldn't have made that mistake, and now I'm aware that I made that mistake kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's game. Not bad. Got a dive kick at the start. Big jump back. I saw this guy jump back a few times versus me. That's just not being aware in the anti-air department. And I feel like strong neutral, what makes a strong neutral game is a stinginess to press buttons, but when you press that button, it's big. In JurI's case, her crouching medium kick, we call it the Roomba in the business. Shout outs to Dr. African. That's whenever you're neutral. Like JurI's whole neutral game is literally like crouching medium kick and making your opponent respect it. She has like 3 other moves in neutral, but that's basically it. Crouch medium kick, stand heavy punch, the Toller plexus when she does her forward heavy punch with the double kick, and her stand roundhouse. And that's basically her whole neutral. But the big net damage and the knockdowns just come from the crouch medium kick usually. I use the sweep a lot more just because I'm used to players walking backwards in this game. It's so strong in this game. And so pussy. Such heavily pussy. No, I'm just kidding. Excuse me. I had to take a quick little step away. Piss out my ass. You know what I'm saying? We had some BLTs. And no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, immediately, you know, once my 20 minutes was up, I already had notes that I was going to say. I took notes during the session about which replay I wanted to watch. I advise you guys to. I'll probably start a Google Doc to review in these games. This one went a little long. I didn't want it to go as long. So here I immediately pressed a replay. Let's see the notes I take. Note number 1, finish my play. Had I just finished my play, I feel like we would have ran over this review. I feel like this was the whole turning point. Had I just not dropped this combo, easy combo. You see that? That was only 2 buttons away from victory. And look at what I did. And he was, I should have turned inputs on to see him mashing the entire time. So, the other note, this next note, is don't miss free anti-airs. This goes back to me wanting to strengthen my neutral game. But there, I wish I could back it up again. I should have. Just to show that example. Am I going to do it right here? No, I didn't. But when he jumped at the beginning of the match, I had more than enough time to react. Oh, this is my, we already talked about this. This is the number 1 thing. I'll win so many more games if I remove this from my gameplay. Look how much health I had, dude. I feel like I was afforded one more mistake. Yes, that was a big mistake. I feel like I should have been afforded one more mistake. But that was literally from teching mid-screen, which imagine how much damage I would have taken from a throw right there. Had I just taken the throw, did I auto-tech there? I would have been fine. You know what I mean? What Oki does Ryu get off his throw? Instead of that, I teched mid-screen and literally lost 60% of my life bar. This is what, like, this is a little much, I feel like, in this game. But at the same time, like I said, that is so easily removed from my game. I can stop teching mid-screen and take literally every single throw mid-screen, you know what I mean, from until the day I die. Okay, so this yeah, I felt robbed here. Look at this. Okay, and he whiffs the other stand medium punch. I pressed a 6-frame normal here. There, whenever I saw the second one, but I'm playing online, you know what I mean? There's no way I could stuff out his 10-frame stand heavy punch there with a crouching medium punch. Even though offline with 0 lag, I could definitely have stuffed him and got damage there. I just can't. You know what I mean? Online, a 6-frame move doesn't beat a 10-frame move all the time. You have to, but what does work in that scenario, even though it should work, it doesn't. So you know what I'm saying? I have to apply, and it's really easy to apply, to just block it out versus this dude. You know what I mean? Had I just blocked that, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. How much damage is he going to get from blocking? Even if I go and burn out, you know what I mean? How much damage is he really going to get before I get my meter back? My meter's my real life bar, and I love spinning my meter. This was the other note I took. Notice I got a lot of notes on this match, but here, nice, okay. So right here, immediately I go to switch player control because I burnt myself out here. There was a lot of things I could have done that wasn't burn myself out here. I could have converted into this. Honestly, I had 2 Fuha stocks. I could have converted into Fireball, into medium kick Fireball. I could have got the corner this way. But instead of doing any of that, as soon as the crouching medium kick hit, I burnt myself out. And, I mean, that was just, him mashing. Oh, well, that's just a replay takeover, but... Yeah, I could have done so much with that punish counter. It's easy to confirm it, too, but I just autopiloted into spinning 3 meters. Even... Like I said, the crouch medium kick, I had 2 stocks. I needed to be more aware. You kind of need to lock in. And yeah, the last note I put was I'm not going to... If I hit 20 minutes into session, that's going to be it for the session. And that being said, party people, I am the Depressed Gamer. I need you all to be good to yourselves. Keep your eye out for the next episode because it's coming soon. And I need y'all to keep on struggling because it's hard out here for all of us. And I will see you in the next one.